Ladies and gentlemen, hello, and you are watching TTV News with some latest events in the province. And now we come into details. Ladies and gentlemen, in the first 4 months of 2022, the total state budget revenue in the province is estimated at nearly 3,800 billion Vietnam dong, in which domestic revenue reached nearly 3,200 billion Vietnam dong, reaching more than 36.6% of the estimate. It is a remarkable thing because the number of domestic revenue increased significantly over the same period.
Revenue with good growth in the first 4 months included tax from using non-agricultural land by over 21%, registration fee by over 16%, personal income tax by 16.3%, environmental protection tax by over 3.7%, free collections by over 17.8%, levy from land use by over 29%. According to the Tax Department of TayNinhTV Province, domestic revenue in the first 4 months in the province achieved good progress in the implementation of the estimate and increased over the same period because the epidemic situation in the province continued to be controlled, production and business activities recover, the government-supported policies have been working well, businesses have accelerated their production and business activities.
The One Commune, One Product ocop program has been implemented in the province since 2018. Up to now, the province has had 27 products certified for ocop products with 3 stars or more. To promote this program in the coming term, the province also sets the goal of diversifying products, striving that by 2025, the whole province will have 79 ocop products with 3 stars or more. To meet the aim, the province will push the implementation of propaganda efforts to improve community understanding of the ocop program's management system from now until 2025. Promote trade promotion activity, link products, and build the province market for ocop products through the media, internet commerce site, and fairs. Furthermore, TayNinhTV is expected to mobilize over 140 billion Vietnam dong between 2020 and 2025 to create products and run ocop products. Between 2026 and 2030, over 98 billion Vietnam dong will be mobilized to carry out trade promotion and products introduction operations.
The Agricultural Extension Center has been deploying the model of growing acacia leaf on inefficient agricultural land from May 2020 with an area of 5 hectares in Tân Châu and Yum Châu districts. Melaleuca trees in 2 places are now growing and developing extremely well despite several trimming sessions, and the trees are producing biomass and expanding in height. The model selects acacia leaf because they are adaptable to various types of soil in TayNinhTV, require minimal maintenance, do not require watering, and use plant protection rock. Farmers in this project choose the plant on land where cassava and sugarcane are inefficient, and farmers are supported by the Agricultural Extension Center with 50% of seedlings, 30% of agricultural materials, forestry staff to guide planting and caring techniques, and a workshop to replicate the model after harvest. The Melaleuca tree is currently precisely 2 years old, has been cleaned of branches, and has been trimmed several times in order for the tree to grow upright, restrict the curving trunk, and provide quality wood. According to the project method, they will undertake thinning, remove undeveloped trees, and make full use of firewood. When they are exactly 4 years old, when they are 7 years old, they will collect wood with high economic worth. Following that, the Melaleuca forest regenerates, cares for, and harvests the following crop. The model aims to employ difficult-to-cultivate land for agricultural crops, minimize labor, reduce crop fertilizer and pesticide consumption, restrict environmental pollution, contribute to growing cover in the province, and increase people's income. The model will most likely be repeated in the near future.
Turn to other news. Recently, the Farmer Association of Lộc Hưng Ward Thao launched a campaign to light up the road between Lộc Phước and Sông Lô with solar lights in Lộc Phước quarter. The road has been installed with LED lights that use solar energy technology to replace that conventional electric lighting that was installed by the Road Youth Union in January 2018. The project spans more than 2.5 kilometers and low-city 400-watt solar light bulbs mounted on both sides of the road, ensuring lighting along the whole path. The overall cost of implementation was more than 126 million Vietnam dong, of which the world contributed 50% and the remainder is mobilized by the World Farmer Union, the cell, and the quartermaster group from residents to donate cars and working days.
The Provincial Appeals Committee recently released a strategy to safeguard food safety and increase the quality of agroforestry fishery goods in the province's agricultural sector by 2022. As a result, the criteria which need to be met include 100% of the Department of Agriculture and Rural Development scheduled responsibilities on inspection, examination, lot distribution, education, information, and communication on quality and safety foods, on business household, cooperatives, and enterprises that produce, process, and trade agroforestry fishery goods are mobilized to rigorously adhere to the terms of the food quality and safety law. The plan offers the key tests in which relevant departments and localities will continue to lead and coordinate closely the management of agricultural material quality, agroforestry, fishery food safety, with the objectives of reorganizing the agricultural industry, combined with renovating role model and new rural construction, promote the adoption of forms of cooperation and association in the production and consumption of agricultural goods, along with value chain, comprehensively perform the mission of quality and food safety management in the agricultural sector. Furthermore, implementing and perfecting mechanisms, policies, and laws, organizing production associated with the consumption of safe agricultural products and food, trade promotion activities, and connecting trade to support businesses, cooperatives, and farmer households to participate in e-commerce platforms.
The audience, there are recently 143 concentrated pig farms in the province. Pig farmers usually have a strong awareness of disease prevention, meticulously from the selection of breeding animals to the cleaning of the barn, disease immunization. The Provincial People Committee has adopted a plan to implement the livestock broad development strategy in the 2021-2030 period in order to support the development of pig production in a safe and sustainable way. Livestock development solutions are executing the objective of enhancing breed quality while integrating high technology application to increase livestock output and save expenses. The province had almost 218,000 pigs as of early 2022. To maintain biosecurity, the hospitalized structure is continuing to change from small-scale animal production to farm-scale farming. Pig farmers from small to large-scale have a strong awareness of disease prevention. Mr. Lê Văn Sứ families has specialized in raising pigs for the past 30 years in Tân Lợi Hamlet, Tân Phú Kham Muôn, Tân Châu district. At best, his pig farm more than 10 show and more than 100 meat pigs. Mr. Sứ has created a big farm far away from residential areas in order to practice biosecure breeding. The types of breeding, cleaning and sanitizing the barn, pig illness vaccines, he always robustly adhered to the professional sector procedure. For him, the breeding type is also an essential milestone. Basically, the breed is the most crucial factor. Dealers will appreciate it when they see nice pig. It will grow swiftly if the breed is decent. The second factor is food, which does not produce much fat and must be lean, and the barn must be located distant from residential areas in order to be safe and healthy without negatively impacting the environment. Mr. Lê Tư Lung Big Farms in Tân Thành Hamlet, Tân Phú Kham Muôn were restored in 2019 and is similarly located far away from residential areas. He obtained a seed from the National Agricultural Extension Program. Mr. Lung employed the breeding method taught to him by the National Agricultural Extension Agency to reduce the cost of livestock while the price of industrial feed is high. He invested in a complete feed processing system, employed a microbial fermentation process under the supervision of the agricultural extension industry, and produce food from high-priced local raw materials such as cassava, rice, granular corn, and so on. The big cats by the homes have never experienced an epidemic due to the right implementation of breeding process, constant vigilance and illness prevention, set pig farm and constantly overseen and supported by local livestock and veterinary personnel. The People Committee of TayNinhTV Province has now a plan to implement the livestock development strategy for the period 2021-2030 with the vision to 2045, with solution to attract investment in the sector. In order to develop pig production in safe path, the pig farming industry in the province's northern district offer benefit in terms of land, since it is removed from residential areas and has reason specialized in its growth, which advantages for the production of animal feed, lobster in the province's southern area, such as Goyao district and Taman Town. Pig breeding is still the livestock industry's strength. Disease prevention is still emphasized, particularly African swine fever, because this disease is harmful and easily re-emerge. Improving cooperation in livestock environmental treatment, encouraging investment in livestock, particularly breed, animal feed processing and lattering. High-tech livestock farm, organic livestock, and livestock on steel are recommended. Disease control in pig, particularly African swine fever, is emphasized. According to the TayNinhTV Department of Agriculture and Rural Development, the Province People Committee has authorized 58 pig breeding projects, totaling more than 743,000 heads from 2016 to the present. VITGAP and disease breed certificate have been awarded to 64 pig pricing establishments. Solution to encourage the growth of pig production in TayNinhTV continue to increase the quality of animal breeds and use high technology into breeding operation. Continue to secure the policy on development support for livestock production, improve disease prevention and control capabilities so that farmers may feel confident expanding their animals' production scale. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all for today TTV News. Thank you for watching and see you next time.